Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to coverage on FTN. It's the Integrity Ignite series here from Texas Motor Speedway, my home track here in the DFW area, Dallas-Fort Worth. And here we are at Texas Motor Speedway. No limits, Texas. No bounds to see where this race goes. Our grid is set and ready for tonight's race, and I couldn't be more happy to be doing my home race. Thank you, courtesy of David, as he was the one who put me on to tonight's race. Now, let's take a look at our qualifying order right now, and here is the qualifying order. Take a look on your screen. The qualifying order is Anthony DeBarro over Cody Smith, Michael Stroll, and Carter Casey, Thomas Bressi, and then Chad Bigosi in 6th. Nick Terbush in 7th, Vinny Tigner in 8th, Braxton DeWeese in 9th, hitting a 29.669, and Blake Gordon in the 10th spot. Rounding out row number 6, it's Chuck Sweeting and Rob Ackley. Going on to row 7, it's Don Stephenson and Brian McFerrin there, and number 7, 29.714. Row 8, in the 15th position, is Kyle Cooper, and with 29.719. Then Matthew Thunhorst in 16th. And then Shane Ewig and Adam Wood in the 45 to 29.746. Sebastian Miller and Timothy Johnson in 20th. Then it's Cody Erdman, Chris Gabu, Brandon Bernard, Justin Morton, John Borst, Andrew Schaub, DJ Stagner, Alan Rowell, Boomer Logan, and Joe Dinsmore in 30th. Here is the back half of the grid that did not qualify. Brad Patton, Travis McSission, Neil Froelich, Gail Brooks, Stephen Wetton, and Calvin Fillars.
Green flag.
That's all we get as we get ready to go green here in Texas. Let's take a look at your leaders, and off they go. First lap concluded and in the books now on to lap 2. And currently we're riding on board with our leader. That's the 27 of Anthony DeBarro. As right now he goes out to an early lead. Cody Smith, the car behind him, is Thomas Bressi 3. They're all battling for position going on throughout the latter half of the pack. A 24 made to an opening start to this race, gained up a couple spots, and now in that 3rd position has jumped over Michael Stroll for 3rd as the battle in the mid-pack really doesn't dim down any. Braxton DeWeese is in the mix as well. As DeWeese finds himself in that outside lane doing battle with the 2 of Carter Casey. He's still going to be on that outside lane, as now he tries to find a way by, and it looks like he'll slot in line, but Vinny Tigner also in the mix as well. So Vinny Tigner's in that 12 machine. He's on the bottom lane of the Spotify car to try and prevent the man who's going to pass him around the outside. That's Chad Nichols in the 25, as he'll slot back in the line right ahead of the 12. Well, this field has gone single file quite rapidly, just as fast as this race started. It's Anthony DeBarro over Cody Smith, Thomas Bressi, Michael Strohe, and Nick Turbach. That's your top 5. And these guys go single file immediately. One thing about Texas, in my honest opinion, is that it gets too much hate. I know a lot of people really don't like Texas for the way it races. Some people say it's bottom feeding, single file racing. And while that is mainly true, I think Texas, once the run gets going, has an opportunity to put on a great race. Now, if you want my honest opinion, if they had just changed 1 and 2 and tweaked 3 and 4, I'd say we'd have a great race. SMI gonna SMI. Now, battle for the lead here, trying to get reignited now as Cody Smith walks away around. The 27th of Anthony DeBarro cannot make it work as he's right up to the rear bumper, the back bumper cover, as he's practically pushing the 27 out of turn 4. And nothing's going to come out of that. We may have a pass, though, on Braxton Deweese. Now, the 24, the 29 jumping to the outside lane. That 24, Thomas Bresci going around the outside of Michael Strohe as he looks to make the move in 3 and 4, just barely clear, and he'll slot back in line. Let's check in on Braxton Deweese. He was able to hop back in front of the 29. Now, doing battle back here, it's Blake Gordon in the 19 as he tried to pass Chad Vickers in the 25. Doesn't look like that will work, as he will slot right back in place. Cody Smith, closest he's ever been so far, with that 10th of a second, and he wants to take the lead away, but I don't think that he can. Right in behind Anthony DeBarro, has not gained enough time to really try to make the move and make the pass as he jumps to that outside lane to no avail. He will continue to sit behind the 27 of Anthony DeBarro as that move that he tried to make didn't go out as well as he thought it would. Now, this 29, Nick Turbach, trying to make that pass over the 25, and he did, over 2, in fact. He's right behind Deweese as he will sit in about that 6th position. And then he will go up some more. Well, lap 10 here in Texas, and things are just starting to heat up. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a short intermission, but we'll be right back. Back live here in Texas after a short technical intermission now. Lap 13 out of 120, and so far this race has gone swimmingly for the top 6. No moves and no changes in position for those at home wondering after the intermission. Everything stays the same. Anthony DeBarro over Cody Smith, Thomas Bresci in 3rd, Michael Strahl in 4th, Braxton Deweese in that 5th position, and Nick Turbach in the 6th position. Now, the 19 of Blake Gordon just made a pass on the outside of Carter Casey. He's using that top lane in 3 and 4, which is not something you see every day, as most people tend to stay the bottom here in Texas, both regardless if it's 1 or 2 or 3 and 4. He will branch out, and he will use that outside lane. Now, I really doubt that you can just see how tight he gets by using that top, and really where that stems from is when they put down a bunch of PJ1 to try and get people to use that top half of the track, and they will never end up doing it. So it's kind of baked into the track surface now, and when iRacing scanned it, it wasn't peak Texas. However, New Texas really was never peak Texas, if we're going to say anything. My super soul digresses. Even though I love this track, Kind of stinks sometimes, but that's okay. All got to have our ups and downs. And up again is the 19 as he tries to remake that pass, as he did have better pacing period, but now he does not. It's going to slot back in front again. Now, I believe there's a battle going on up here in these top 5 positions. I thought I once saw a pass going on. Another one going on right behind the battle we just saw is the battle for the last spot in the top 10. That's Chad Mickoff's Vinny Tigner and Rob Ackley. They're all going side by side until the 5 minute move. Now it's Ackley on Tigner. As he wants to go around the outside, Ackley will try and get something done over Vinny Tigner. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. He's using that outside lane again. You know, and if you could really get on the gas, I would assume that you'd be able to get a good run off the corner like he did, but I don't know how that's sustainable with how much he burned right rear here in Texas. Weather conditions looking quite warm here in the Lone Star State. Yeah, but the area, a lot of sunshine, very minimal clouds in the sky. It's a blue sky Texas day. As these guys continue to battle now, as you could say that it's the same thing. The 22 just didn't go down to the bottom of the racetrack and cut in front of Vinny Tigner, and that's going to cost him the spot, at least the battle. As now the 19 now falls back. He passed the 2, looking to pass the 19 as well. And Blake Gordon is all the way up the track. He definitely really did all the run up there in Texas. The run off the corner, while pretty good, at that point, you're really just burning your right front. And so my call is here in about 20 laps or so, if it goes green, Nick Gordon's going to fall off like a rock and plummet to the field. Because let's take a look at his cockpit. Let's see what he's really doing. Let's see those steering inputs. I want to see what this guy is doing. Let's see what Blake Gordon is doing. You can see they're really shuffling the wheel. You can hear the dirt, the rubber, and the dust pinging onto the underside of the car because no one runs up there. And so Blake Gordon's taking his opportunity and running up there, but you can see just how much he's sliding the car in on entry and practically sliding it to the corner. It doesn't look like he's turning it that much, actually, so maybe I'm going to hold off on my statement that he's going to burn the right front. Absolutely, he's going to burn the right front, but maybe not as much as I was previously thinking. You could just see him getting on the gas sooner, but with how little rear-end grip is up there, I don't know how he's going to be able to sustain that as he goes around the outside of the 3. That's Michael Stroll. And you can see just the run he got out of turn 4 was enough to try and go for the pass. That truly was something incredible. The silent mover of the race so far, Braxton Louise, has gone up all the way to that 3rd spot. And Thomas Bresci has made the pass for 2nd as he slots in behind our leader. The man who was there had dropped 2 spots, and now Cody Smith is in 2nd place. Block 23 out of 120, a 5th of the way done here from Texas, folks. And Anthony DeBarro is still your leader for the Thomas Bresci, Braxton DeLees, Cody Smith, and Blake Gordon. That's your top 5. Nothing much has changed here. This stint so far had been green all the way through, and no caution as of yet. Now Rob Ackley, around the outside, but a smoke off of turn 4. And I would assume that's the 19 hitting his right side into the exit of the wall. You know, right on exit, that's a way to smack the wall. Just pop the right side and clean off. And that'll give you about the magical 12.5 seconds of damage if you hit it hard enough. For those unaware, that 12.5 seconds of damage really is that kind of margin where the car, I believe, will start to have unrepairable damage, and the car will permanently be slower because of the damage that you've gotten. So it really is a matter of aero tracks, but that would come into effect. Short tracks really doesn't matter, as my friends say. You don't need aero in a short track. But here in Texas, you definitely need the aero, especially for 3 and 4 with how high speed it is. You need to be able to keep that momentum and that speed. bit of separation here, as Nick Turbach is the head of a train behind him. And this front pack, the 3 of Michael Stroll, is the front pack caboose. You can see there just the gap that's already formed. As he does battle with the 19, and a battle for second could be forming. Anthony DeBarro and Braxton DeWeese, they're going to go toe-to-toe here in Texas, Lone Star State. As in the 3 and 4, the 27 backs off, runs a bit higher in the corner, but I imagine it'll cut down low on the exit. He didn't get down to the low side. You can see that's why he didn't really get the exit he was hoping for, because if you slide up in the middle of the corner, you expect to sort of diamond it and come back down low again and get a sharper and more straight exit, which would get you a better run down the front stretch. That's not exactly what he did. What I'm most surprised about right now is everyone actually running in the upper area of the track. It's not bottom feeding. This is the most strangest Texas race I've ever seen. Not everyone running the bottom constantly. I haven't run an official race yet this week, as it just turned to Texas. As the NASCAR Cup Series gets ready to go to Fort Worth, I would love to go to that race. So if anyone has any tips on what I should do if I could go to my first Cup race this weekend, please let me know in the YouTube chat. But one thing that is more apparent than anything is these guys really haven't gone down to the bottom. And that's what's interesting to me, is that you would expect, you saw Texas. You came to watch this race. Now, I don't know how many people are here, but I support all of you those who tune in for Texas. But a lot of these guys haven't been bottom feeding for the past, I'm going to say, a good 15 laps. These guys have all been running that outside lane, and that's what's really shocking to me, because I wouldn't have expected that. If I'm being completely honest, I would have expected these guys to maybe, run the bottom for a majority of the run, experiment with that topside lane. But no. It's been the absolute opposite, as Anthony DeBarro has slid back. Braxton DeWeese has gone to the lead. Thomas Bresci in that second position in the 24, while everyone fans out and takes those different lanes. This is really interesting. I really have never seen the outside lane be used at modern Texas. Now, at old Texas, you can use the outside. And that's a really great thing about Legacy Texas. I believe before they reconfigured it in 2015, I might have to get my facts checked. I think 2015 might have been old Texas. I know that the reconfiguration was slightly recent, but as many would go on to say, the reconfiguration of Texas has sort of ruined the track in the Lone Star State. Well, it's not the greatest track on the schedule. There's still a place in my heart for Texas, my home track. And it's provided actually some good racing so far, as people have been choosing the different lanes and being able to have lane choice, which is something I thought I'd never say watching a Texas race. They're actually off the bottom, using those seams and going a lane up, 2 lanes, almost 3 lanes up in 1 and 2, and running the wall in 3 and 4. And that's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen happen at a Texas race. But you also got to remember, this is the Xfinity car. More akin to what is similar to the Gen 4, very low downforce, not a ton of power, but a solid rear axle and a steel body. So that's as close as to the Gen 6 as you can without the downforce. And there's I'm sure a lot of you will remember, if you guys were NASCAR fans from about 2019 to 21, the dark era of the 550 package, which had a huge rear spoiler for intermediates, short tracks, and had a huge spoiler for intermediates and super speedways. And while the super speedway package was great, we were left wanting more in the intermediate side of racing. But that's not the case here with the Xfinity car. You can see that low blade, low wicker in the rear end, that's a solid rear axle and a solid sheet metal body. And while the sheet metal body doesn't really come over to iRacing as like it would in real life, that means the damage is going to be different than if it was a composite body like the Next-Gen, where that damage model is slightly different. Damage means a little bit more in the Xfinity car, just because not all of it is completely repairable. Well, lap 36 out of 120, been completely green as of thus far. And with lane choice being at a premium here in Texas, usually being on the bottom and not wanting to go anywhere, this lead pack battle has surely been something else. As there's a battle here in the mid-pack. It's Carter Casey there in the 2-car doing battle with the 22. And he's going to go toe-to-toe. Coming into the frame, it's Justin Moore in the 9 as well. They're all going to do battle here in the mid-half of the pack. This is for the 18th spot. Or no, I'm sorry, this is for the 14th spot. As they do battle for about the mid-teens. Now, they're all moving around and they're all kind of trying to find different lanes. And I'm surprised it's been working as well as it is. But here's the battle with the lower side of the teens. And it's the 47, Don Stephenson over Chuck Sweeting. As they're going to go side by side off the exit of the corner. The 47 doesn't have enough of a run to get clear. They're going to be side by side through 3 and 4 now as the 75 is on that outside lane. He's going to pass Carter Casey around that outside lane. He's actually going to make the move stick and cut in front of the 2. What a move as now DJ Stagner comes into the picture. And for those unaware, DJ Stagner, a frequent member on the FCN channel for running really the Highline Racing League, both the Premier Series and the Truck Series, the Culture Designs Truck Series. And I didn't expect to see him here in Integrity, but here he is. Oh, and loose goes the 26. That's Cody Erdman doing battle with Chuck Sweeting in the 75. He's going to touch. He's going to slide around. Goes the 26. Does he save it? I don't believe he does save it. Shades of Kyle Busch. Oh, he goes up the track. And that's going to be the caution.
Be ready with, there you go. Be ready with that brake clean and stuff, guys.
And the caution comes out for the first time here in Texas. Unfortunate. Well, that is highly unfortunate. It's the 26 of Cody Erdman. He was involved. The only one involved in that caution, matter of fact. I believe he is done. Let's take a look at an instant replay and see what happened. So, the 26 and the 75 make contact through entering 1 and 2. Has one of the longest slides I've ever seen at Texas. Goes all the way down to the apron. Goes to the wall. Wow, that is something else. Barely grazes the wall. And he's going to still slide it. I mean, he slid all through 1 and 2 on the apron. So if we're going to give points to anything, he has to have the best drift in Integrity Series history, but gets right back onto the banking and completely overcorrects up the track. Cody Erdman in the 26 slams into the outside wall, and that will bring us under yellow for the first time here in Integrity. Well, under yellow for the first time here in Texas, and things have shaped up to be quite the interesting race as pit stops going underway. The field now comes into pit road as everyone and everything is getting wild. First caution is going to come out as right now the winner down pit road as we catch up with our leader. And it's Boomer Logan who's going to take the lead. Well, first caution out here in Texas, and it's going to be an exciting one, especially after that humongous drift all throughout 1 and 2 for one of the greatest saves I've ever seen. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back and with more here from Texas. You're watching FTN and the Integrity Ignite Series on FTN. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this short message.
iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Boundless makes its presence felt. It will not be ignored. We're helping turn ideas into reality with a wealth of building products that take every architectural style to the next level. This is what it's like to imagine, build, and transform anything we want into exactly what we seek. This is what it means to be boundless.
We're back live here in Texas, the Fort Worth area, and we're back live here on FTN. It's the Integrity Ignite Series, lap 43 out of 120, getting ready to go green for the first restart here from Texas Motor Speedway. And if you're just tuning in, it's sure to have been a great one here right now. We had a really good 40-lap green flag run, about a third of the way through this one here, folks, as we get ready to go green once again. The pace car going to make its dive down pit road. As it's going to make its dive, we get ready to roll to the Geico restart zone as we are green from Texas for the first restart here from tonight. Well, lap after the restart, and nothing much has changed. Braxton DeWeese, your leader over Anthony DeBarro, Thomas Presley, and Blake Gordon. Now the battles in the mid-pack have excited and enlightened here on this restart as they almost go 3 wide through 1 and 2, a sentence I never thought I'd say. Racing at Texas now, but here to the inside goes Michael Stroll on Vinny Tigner. They're going to do battle as the 3 is going to barely clear the 12, as Tigner will now slot in line. Here's the battle between the 8 of Thunhorst and Cody Smith. Cody Smith has really started to fall off now, as kind of like I said that he would. He had kind of fallen back as when he was starting to grind off his tires. He did exactly as I thought he would do. Now, this is the battle for the 9th and 8th position with the 22 of Rob. Oh, sorry, that's for the battle for the 9th position between Rob Ackley and Matthew Thunhorse. Brad Patton in the 07 has started to climb up through the field and make his moves as he now climbs all the way almost up to 3rd, as now he's looking for 3rd with a pass on Thomas Bresci. Going to slot right back in line down the back straightaway as he goes now peeks to the inside as he's going to run that bottom as he, 24, Thomas Bresci chooses to run that upper lane, and he'll slot back right in front of him, but now he has to play blocker on the 24 who got a great run off the corner. And now the 24, or the 07 will dive back in down to the bottom lane. The 27 chops his nose. As they will do battle down at the back straightaway now. Goes to the inside. Does he have the room? Does he have the space? No. He will have to go back and back out of that one. Brad Patton on his charge up to the lead has done something incredible, and that's get up a lot of spots on a restart at Texas. It's down to the back bumper of him as Blake Gordon in the 19. He passes the 24. Now the 07 and the 19 on a charge to get to the lead. And a caution comes out. A spin in the back. And it's Kyle Cooper who goes around. And he will go off the track and on to pit road. Well, it just happened, but let's take an instant replay and take a look to see what had happened. Caution is out again. And he's already wrecked by this point. Let's go back some more and see. So going through 1 and 2, he's on that upper lane. Does he just get loose? Slides, the 7. Slides it in on his inside and tags the left rear. Tags the left rear of the 73. He'll be sent spinning, and for better or for worse, taps the right front of the 7 again, and that will set the 73 up and into the outside wall. That's unfortunate, too. He's got a Buc-ee's sponsor in Texas, no doubt. Well, that is unfortunate, as the caution will fly again. Well, Kyle Cooper involved in that one to bring out the yellow another time, as we had the second consecutive yellow just a couple laps after the restart. Kyle Cooper, the 73, is down pit road. Let's take a look at our leader, Braxton DeWeese. He leads the field over the 27 of Anthony DeBarro and Brad Patton. Then it's Blake Gordon, Thomas Bresci, and Michael Stroll. That's your top 6. These guys have been the one to move around quite a fair bit, and that's something I never thought I'd see at Texas, especially on a restart. Well, caution out again, and it's interesting. On lap 51, almost halfway through this race here in Texas now, and none much of the leaders have changed. It's been an exciting one, no doubt, but it's really interesting to me that nothing has gone on so far. Well, nothing bad as of note. Everything has actually been quite interesting and quite good. As I didn't think I'd see multiple lanes being used at Texas, that's something pretty cool to see, as I believe we will have 2 laps before we go green, judging as I believe, if I've counted correctly, that last one was pacing. This one is 2 laps to green. 2 laps before we get underway for the second restart here in Texas. And I gotta tell you, I'm really excited with how this race has gone so far. And I hope all you viewers at home are enjoying it nearly as much as I am, being in the broadcast booth for the first time for the Integrity Ignite series. And hope all the admins and guys watching this back at home tell me how I'm doing, and it's been pretty fun here so far. I really enjoyed my quick stay here broadcasting this league for David. He will be back, I believe, next week for the Integrity Ignite Series. For all the you people who miss the sweet, sultry voice of David Kreutz, don't be alarmed, because he'll be back next week. However, you'll be catching me again tomorrow with the Highline Culture Designs Truck Series, as we'll figure out where we're going for tomorrow. But the next time you'll hear David is that Tuesday as well, and then he and I will be back at the booth for the Highline Premier Series this upcoming Thursday. And if you're going to stick around for that long, this Thursday is also the Charlotte Roval race for Iora, now coming in ever so slightly closer to the Iora Chase for the championship. And that's going to be exciting, I'll tell you what. We have a lot of good tracks lined up. Chicagoland in the mix as well. We have Martinsville, Homestead, Vegas. It's going to be a great rest of the season for Iora. The only track I'm not quite looking forward to is Richmond, as the B-Fixed set wasn't so great. So we're looking at talks to see if we can get an actual setup. That way the race can be fun. And hopefully David has a great time broadcasting that as well. I believe that race is in 2 weeks' time. We're down the back straightaway, about ready to go green. We've gone double file throughout the rest of the field. Pace car lights are off, signifying we will go green this time by. We get ready to go through turns 3 and 4. A lot of the opening strategy is I don't think these guys can make it all the way. Just about halfway through, we got 70 laps to go. 53 out of 120. Now, if you fuel saved extremely hard from now, and you'd have to start now, it might be a possibility, because we didn't get to see what the full run looked like. About lap 40 is when we had our yellow, and these guys still looked to be going strong. So, who knows? Maybe we could make it to the end. It's the pace car going to make its dive down on pit road as we say, get ready to go green here in the Geico restart zone. And we're green again from Texas for the second restart of the night. Another lap done and in the books after a restart, and things are heating up for the battle for the lead. Anthony DeBarro is now making a move around the outside of the 07, but here comes the 07. Brad Patton now to the inside of Braxton DeWeese. As DeWeese goes down the back straightaway, these two are side by side for the lead. Through turns 3 and 4, who's going to have the run? The gap at about a .05. So half of a tenth of a second splits your top two. That 07 still on the inside of the 13, Braxton DeWeese, as they're going to be side by side off the corner. Now down the back straightaway, who's going to have the run to enter in 3 and 4? DeWeese going to use that higher lane, but the 07 going to get that cut down in the low lane. Here comes the 27 now into the picture. They're going to be side by side going down the front stretch. Give it to DeWeese as he'll stay ahead. Back down to the bottom, the 07. I believe he might have the move made now as around comes the outside again as DeWeese as he'll have the run. So move not yet solidified as Patton is still side by side with DeWeese now going through 3 and 4. The 13 might just have to give it up. We'll see if he gets a good run enough out of 3 and 4. And not quite clear yet. The 07 cannot block as now they're side by side again. Lap 58 out of 120. We're almost halfway to the halfway marker. And this 07 has been relentless in his charge all the way to the front and just barely clear DeWeese, and he'll take the lead down the back off 2. Now to the inside of DeWeese goes the 27. It's Anthony DeBarro as he looks to make the pass through 3 and 4. Riding on board with Braxton Dewey. He'll have to lift, and he'll give the spot to the 27 in order to chop back down to the bottom. And that's actually, I think, a good thing, because if this race does go green, you don't want to be, he already was side-by-side with multiple laps with the 07. He doesn't want to be side-by-side multiple laps with the 27. He wants to sit in line, log the laps, and make sure that he gets to the end of the run with the tires that he wants. And he wants to make sure that he can make it to the end of the race. The battle's going on. It's Vinny Tigner as he'll go down to the inside of the 24. Thomas Bresci will now go up to the outside lane, and we'll put up a good charge now down the back straightaway as they're going to be side by side. Tigner looking for some action now to the inside. He'll be painting that right line. And does he have enough momentum out of the corner? They're going to be, oh my God, almost a dead heat between the two. As they go into 1 and 2 right now, leading edge goes to the 12 car of Vinny Tigner. And he will pass the 24 of Bresci. Or is this battle over? I believe it might be the 24 will now slot back in line. And that is the closest battle on track. It's not over. Now to the outside of the 12 is back again the 24, seeing if he can make a move work, and I just don't think that he can. He put up a good fight earlier to try and keep that spot, but Vinny Tigner was able to muscle his way by, and I think it might just be a wasted effort from the 24 as now goes to the inside, goes the 8, Matthew Thunhorst, as he will slot back in line. The battle's going on here for 14th back in the pack. This is the battle between Chris Gabu and Chuck Sweeting. As they're going to go side by side. Even Stagner up in the picture as well. These two are going to be side by side. Help the 75 for the 47 behind him. The 75 will clear. And now the 52 is all on his lonesome. Around that outside lane, doing battle with the 47 now. As they go into 1 and 2 side by side, unable to make that outside lane really work as he's falling back at 52. Unfortunately for Chris, as he will slide back that outside lane. Just and this is what I feel. If it's a fresh track, that outside lane might actually have some grip, especially that second lane through 1 and 2. As the race starts to get running, I think it might fall off. Blake Gordon in the mix as well. He'll pass Vinny Tigner for 4th. As making moves throughout the field, Cody Smith is now going to hop in front of the 22 as there's multiple battles across the racetrack, individualized battles, as we've got some moving here in the mid-pack. DJ Stagner looking to make the pass on the 75 as they will go side by side. Vinny Tigner and Blake Gordon still side by side. Blake Gordon using that outside lane as he was earlier. Vinny Tigner going to slide his way up the racetrack as now they're going to go side by side, entering 1. Side by side, 2 wide, and Tigner takes the spot. Let's go check back in with Cody Smith and Rob Ackley also going side by side as Ackley will slide back in line. DJ Stagner able to make the move on the 75. He'll slot right in front, as does the 47, who slots right behind him. But Sebastian Miller around at the outside, down to the inside of Justin Morton in the 9 car. You can see there at the bottom or top of your screen, actually. Now on the left is the 83. That's Sebastian Miller. He now goes to the inside, and he will take the spot over Justin Morton. Anthony DeBarro has slid back all the way to 4th as Vinny Tigner takes the spot. Rob Ackley now doing battle with the 18, and he's going to get very close to turning himself and almost clearing himself off the nose of the 18. He's going to judge that almost to not perfection. He's able to slide his way up But my God, that was close. He almost did something that he didn't want to do, as he will find his way behind the 25. Right now, things have seemingly calmed down, but it's Michael Stroll in the 3-car around the outside of DJ Stagner. DJ Stagner clips the grass on the inside. That will slow him down. He wiggles, and he runs that bottom lane as Stroll is going to slot behind again. As now down to the inside goes the 47. Don Stephenson trying to make a move on the 75 as well, as to the inside of Stroll. The inside goes Stroll to the inside of DJ Stagner, as now Stagner will start to pull away. As these two battling behind, it's Don Stephenson and Chuck Sweeting. Chuck Sweeting at the 75, he's the black car on the outside. These guys have not let up just yet. Stevenson wants that spot on the 75. 75 wiggling down at the back straightaway as the 47 looks to get the spot. You can see just how much he's having to lift off the gas pedal. As around the outside goes Stroll. As Stroll is starting to fall back from Stagner, this battle continues to heat up. Right now, as to the inside, Stephenson will try to make a move on Stroll, and it'll work, as they're almost going to be 3 wide behind. Miller going to send it 3 wide back between Stroll, and now to the inside goes Sweeting in the 75. He will slide up and go side by side with Stroll, as they're going to be neck and neck down the front stretch. Give it to Stroll in the 3. This battle is far from over, as these guys are constantly still side by side. This 75 has not gone anywhere, as they're going to remain side by side. He's been trying to make the move for lap after lap, has not been able to make it, but Stroll able to chop his nose, and around to the outside with Sebastian Miller in the 83. Will he have enough momentum to make the move work? We'll just have to see. Off the edge of the 2, 83, he's still there around the outside. These guys have been battling tooth and nail for the past 15 laps, so I don't know what all this battling has done to their tires. The 83 will slide back at 9. Stroll just barely around the outside of the 75 of Sweeting. As now Sweeting will dive to the inside. He will just now pass the 3 of Michael Stroll, as things are going to calm down for the time being, as the only side-by-side battle now is Stroll and Sebastian Miller. Miller will cut to the low side, and now see if he can get a higher exit, but Stroll tries to work that lower exit, and it doesn't quite work as well as I thought it would. But here comes Timothy Johnson now to the outside of the 29. That's Nick Fireball. As they're going to be battle. Oh, and wiggles and slides down the back straightaway. I believe that was Brian McFerrin in the 7 car. Take an instant replay and see what happened. He's gonna smack the wall, slide to the inside, and what a save. He'll go side by side with the 17, and the 17 will make his way around him. What a save. What a great save by the 7. That's Brian McFerrin who made that save. He finds himself 24th. We thought this battle was over. No, it's not. Stroll still with the 28 of Timothy Johnson. Timothy Johnston. He will make the pass on the 3. Now, up by the wall, that's, I believe, it's not called a coliseum. That is it's the 9 of Justin Morton, making that outside lane work. He'll slide in right behind Carter Casey as these guys continue to battle. As it's been a surprising opening. Honestly, it's been a surprising race as we're almost coming to a close here, and I feel like I've just started doing the stream here. The stream's been up for almost an hour, and really doesn't feel like it. Lap 78 out of 120. These guys are going to remain side by side. We have a comer down pit road, and it's Michael Stroll, as well as the 52. So my inkling was that they couldn't make it. And unless they're trying to split the halfway mark with tires, I don't think so. Battles now almost 3 wide down the back straightaway. Glad I cut to this here. DJ Stagner in the mix. He passes to the inside of the 22. Now Blake Gordon in the mix as well. Rob Ackley falls as Stagner now going to come down pit road. Stagner comes down pit road as well as other drivers. That's Sebastian Miller, Thomas Johnston, Anthony DeVaro now comes down pit road as well. So these guys are supposed to be splitting it. So one thing I haven't touched base on is how much of a gap Brad Patton has got. Let's take a look. This is about the normal shot we have. Let's go take a look at the blip cam. We may need something wider. Look at the gap that Brad Patton has got. And you wouldn't think it's a big gap. It's almost 1.5 seconds. And you can see the other car is not even in frame. Braxton DeWeese is not even close to being in the frame. That is just how much Brad Patterson has pulled away for this lead. Now, if I am Brad Patterson, it's lap 81 out of 120. And realistically, if I can make it to the end, that's what I probably want to do. I don't know how much fuel he has, but if they could make it 40 laps without pitting, and we were only about 70 laps from the finish of the race, now about 40 from the finish now, I don't know if they really could make it to the end. And now I kind of see why they started pitting there, as we've only been green for, well, really about 30 laps. They're going to split it. So 35 laps, and they're going to split it in half for 70-lap run to the end, 35 and 35. So this should be the final pit stop of the race for all the guys who are splitting it. Now, if these guys want to stay out and they want to save fuel, they can. However, the 07 is going to come down pit road. He's going to slide. And he's going to slide and stop at pit road entrance. Caution comes out during the green flag pit road cycle. Brad Patton had built up a dominant lead, decides late to come down pit road, and that's going to cost him. That's going to cost him. Take a replay and see what happened. That's him rolling. Let's see if we can't get him when he's sliding. So here he is going down the back straightaway, getting ready. I was not expecting the leader to pit. Is the 07 goes through 3 and 4. Admittedly, hold on. No, he just has too much rear brake in it. He starts slowing down to go down pit road, has too much rear brake, starts sliding, and he will slide and park his car down right at the entrance of pit road. Oh, and the 22 had entered a closed pit. Yeah, he was committed. He entered it. Well, Caution is out again for the third time here from Texas. Don't go anywhere, as we'll be back after this short break.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com. Racing.
Boundless makes its presence felt. It will not be ignored. We're helping turn ideas into reality with a wealth of building products that take every architectural style to the next level. This is what it's like to imagine, build, and transform anything we want into exactly what we seek. This is what it means to be boundless.
Well, if you're just joining us back live here in Texas, pace car lights are out, and the people who needed to get their lap back had just gotten it back. Pace car lights are off.
I don't think we're going.
Oh.
Looking for the debris up here.
And they'll be back on. My apologies. Well, pace car lights are back on. And it looks like that we will go green again. Hopefully, I think this time we will go green. On the back of the Mustang pace car, and we're gonna get ready to go green here this time by. Let's go check and see. The pace car lights are indeed off. So we're gonna get ready to get restarted here from Texas for, I believe, the 4th time. This might be the 4th restart here in the Lone Star State. Well, bit of a shakeup down pit road. It's Chuck Sweeting over Nick Turbach in the 29. Vinny Tigner, Carter Casey, Shane Ewing, Neil Frolic, Travis McQuiston, Andrew Schaub, Brad Patton, and Gail Brooks. That's your top 10. So a mix-up indeed, as our once leader Braxton DeWeese fallen back to 12th, and our once other leader Brad Patton, who was the cause of caution, I figured he would be last, is in the top 10. So many things being shaken up, and one of those I was not expecting was this order. But as we get ready,
check that.
No,
Not one to go yet.
not yet. Well, we'll be back with you live whenever they decide to go green, and we'll keep you posted and updated till then. We'll be right back with more here on FTN as we wait to go. Actually, no, never mind. We'll stay with you as hopefully this time they plan to go green this time by. Pace car lights are off again. It's lap 89 out of 120, coming up to 30 laps to go. So the only reason this really mixes up the field because the people who had pitted were a lap down and they got their lap back, but that means they're in the back. And now the people who had not pitted, well, they just got gifted a free pit stop. And so minus the people who are already up there, we now got a mix of people in the front of the field. Well, with 30 laps to go here in Texas, things have heated up so far as these guys have all kind of shuffled around. It's been quite interesting to see, really. You know, these guys have, you know, been moving around, and we've had a kind of chaotic and mixed-up grid order, but this is the most mixed-up it's been. This pace car finally is going to make its dive down pit road as we get ready for the fourth restart here in Texas Motor Speedway as we are green for the fourth time tonight. First lap after the fourth restart, and it's Chuck Sweeting over Nick Turbach and Vinny Tickner as they're going to be side by side for second. Right now, it's Tickner who slides up into the silver of the 29 as they're going to hit the wall. Vinny Tickner will pop the wall off of turn 2 as he slides in right behind the 29. The 32 of Ewig now slides as well, as we've got some battling here in the mid-pack, as well as in the middle pack. The 17 of Neil Frolic, he will go side by side with Carter Casey. 2, 3, and 4. Usually the restarts are a little less chaotic, been a bit more chaotic than they were previously. And that would make sense. With 30 laps to go, you're going to try and get as many positions as you can, because that track position is all important. As these guys are trying to make moves early, what can happen is another caution. Over-aggressiveness. CJ Stagner, the Raging Cajun 64, he is in the mix as well. He passes to the outside of Michael Stroll. As a pass is there, Johnston in at the 28, gets passed by the 8, as around goes Andrew Schaub, the 55, trying to go around the 52 with help from the 9. And say, caution. Oh, caution right in front of us. Oh, there's a spin in the middle of the pack. Oh, and the 7. Oh, 7 gets collected. And the 52 gets collected, and the 7 gets collected. Oh, man. Let's take an instant replay and see what happened. Caution is back out again. Oh man, hold on a minute. Who is that? Who was that going down the backstretch? Someone had some wicked angle on... Oh, it's the 45. Oh man, that does not look right. Well, let's take a look and see what happened. Well, that involved the 52 and the like, as the 52 would be down pit road. There's Chris. Take a look and see what happened. Well, I don't want to... Well, this isn't going to look very professional, but as a broadcaster, I owe you the right to look and see what happened. The replay button no longer works in a TiVo, so we're going to have to go back manually. So let's take a look. Oh, man. Let's take a look and see what happened. So the 07... Oh, no, he's going to split it 3. So let's break this down. We'll go extra slow-mo. So Brad Patton is to the inside of Carter Casey. He's going to tag the 2, not knowing the 2 is 3 with the 97. The 07 of Patton will try to save it. He's loose, and by that, it looks like he's going to come straight up and absolutely... Oh, no! Braxton DeWeese makes it through as he splits the middle, but the 07 is still loose and wrecking as he goes almost completely around. DJ Stagner, does he get involved? Woo, he goes all the way back to the outside, and what an avoidance as he'll come right back down into the path of Stroll. And wow, I can't believe DeWeese made it through, but the 07 is going to slide back up the racetrack. And I believe he's going to collect some cars. Well, Michael Stroll gets pile driven by the 52. Well, and there at the bottom of your screen, you can see the 07 gets smacked, I believe, by the 24. And in comes the 95. Bam. Nowhere to go. In comes the 7. Bam. Lifts the rear end. The 52, he goes flying. The 52 does a nosedive. If any of you guys are BMX or motocross guys, you would know that as a stoppie, where they lean on their front wheel. Man, what a wreck. I want to see that in full speed. So we'll go back, and we'll see this wreck in full speed. Let's go on board with Brad Patton. Or, not on board, but just see the wreck on the outside. All this happened so fast, and then Michael Stroll, bam, into the air. 52, bam, bam! All that happened in such a fast time span. Let's take a look at it from the blimp's perspective. Let's go back and look. Here's the 07, hit by the 3, comes back up the track, bam, 52, pile driven. Here comes the 7, bam, does a stoppie, and the 07 will lay in the middle of the track. That's at least, at minimum, 6 cars involved in that wreck. Well, that is unfortunate. Well, I owed it to you as a broadcaster to look back at that wreck, and I'm so glad I did, because what a wreck that it was. Well, pace car lights are off as we get ready to go green here again. And, well, wow. What a wreck. I was not expecting that. The race had sort of been a little aggressive, but I wasn't expecting it to jump like that. And any of you Braxton DeWeese fans I see in the YouTube chat rooting for your man to go only up from here, he's 8th, so could definitely still fall back, but by the looks of it, he'll be back up to the lead in no time. Well, Chuck Sweeting, our leader, Nick Terbach, then it's Vinny Tigner, Shane Ewig, and Neil Frolic. That is your top 5 as we get ready to go green here in Texas.
Green
the Geico Restart Zone, the field is here, and we go green again on lap 99 of 120. Oh, there's a spin in the back.
How was your forward drive there towards the end of that?
Another spin off 4. And trying to look back to see who it was. And I believe it might have been the 81 of Brandon Bernhardt. The caution out again. This is a good test to see if the replay button works. And no. Well, we're going to manually rewind and take a look here. Oh, it wasn't him. Oh, there it is. I believe that was the 86. Yes, it was. Hard hit for the 86. Let's rewind and watch to see what happened. So John Borst to the inside of the 71. And that 71 is, I believe that's Brooks. Yes, it is. Oh, he gets loose. Borst didn't do anything. Borst wasn't expecting Brooks to get loose. Brooks hooks Borst into the outside wall, and there they go directly in front of the field, and that could have been so much worse for the 22. And there is where the 81 gets collected. Now that makes so much more sense. Well, let's take a look at the blimp view. As the caution had just come out then. Getting the overhead aerial shot. You can see there Gale Brooks. He's in the 71. And off the corner, you'll see him start to break loose right there. Right there. You can see the rear end starting to yaw out, and you'll have to come down the track to save it. Borst comes up the track, not thinking the 71's loose. And the 86 hard into the outside wall. And that will not only collect him, it'll collect the 71, the 55, and then out of nowhere, Brandon Bernhardt, who thought he had the wreck missed, piles into the side of the 87. I believe that was all who was involved in that incident, as the rest of the people there are down pit road. Was Michael Stroll involved? I don't think he was. No, he wasn't. Well, caution's out again, and cautions seemingly breed cautions. As we are going to go back live. Well, it's been an interesting one here from Texas Motor Speedway. Not the average Texas race. Things have been quite different than normal. A lot more cautions. and honestly, a lot more of everything. Well, we'll be back green here soon enough, and it's been another caution here in Texas as we get ready to go green again. We'll be right back after some short messages.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Boundless makes its presence felt. It will not be ignored. We're helping turn ideas into reality with a wealth of building products that take every architectural style to the next level. This is what it's like to imagine, build, and transform anything we want into exactly what we seek. This is what it means to be boundless.
Getting ready to get back underway here in Texas. Lap 104 out of 120. Pace car lights are off. Heading into 3 and 4 for what is to be, I believe, if I get my math correct, the 6th restart of the race. Well, as they go through 3 and 4, pace car going to eventually make its dive down onto pit road. Your front row, Chuck Sweeting and Nick Terbach for the restart. Going to be Chuck Sweeting who's going to lead on that inside lane as the pace car makes its dive down pit road. The field will get ready to go green. Chuck Sweeting will take us to the green flag. In the Geico restart zone, and off we go. Green again from Texas.
Should be a caution. Caution's out.
Caution is out as there's another wreck in the back. Oh man! Wasn't just a wreck, it was one of the wrecks. Holy moly. Well, Justin Morton involved. Replay function still broken. All right, well, let's go back and take a look to see what happened. Oh, man. So you can see they're stacking up, and in comes Morton on the top. Now, if he had just slowed down more, God, he would have been able to make it through. But, Jesus, there's a lot to unpack in this one. Let's go back and let's look further up into the field. Carter Casey involved as well. I believe he was an integral point of the caution. Ooh, hard to the outside wall. Oh, man, the 24. Oh, gets creamed by the 22. Well, here comes Carter Casey. Oh, the 17 gets loose. Almost tags the 19. Tags the 2. And off they all go. Ow, into the... Oh, he hit the gap? He hit where the quad oval bends in the wall. Thomas Bessie. Or Bressie. My God. Look at that impact. So he goes to the outside of the 17, thinking he has it missed. Gets tagged. Does have it missed. The 17 swings back and tags the right rear of the 2 car. And the 24 almost had it missed. Here comes the 8. And look, you can see that the bend in the wall, right where it bends. Wow, what a lick. My God. And then gets creamed by the 22 after the fact. Man, these wrecks just keep getting crazier and crazier. And we're only honing in on 10 to go just now. Well, your leader's still Chuck Sweeting. As we get ready to go back live here again. And, well, what a caution that was. Chuck Sweeting, your leader, just behind the pace car. And while I wasn't expecting that to happen, I can't say that it wasn't sort of to be expected coming to 10 laps to go. We should be on 2 to green right now as the pace car passes through. And we will be going at green in 2 laps time, now 1.5. Well, I can't imagine that this field is quite happy with these cautions, especially with how thinned out it's being. We had 36 starters on track, and now with 26, so we've lost 10 cars. And who's to say that the guys in the back aren't junked? You can see their Stroll in the back of the 3 is gone. His front bumper's got 2 front bumpers are gone. We got 2 modifieds in the back. And, well, wow. Man. That's, well, gosh. I, wasn't expecting that. As, we get ready to go green once again here in about a lap or so. As Carter Case is on the apron. Looks like he's going back down to pit road. Yes, he will. He'll dive right outside your screen. It'll just pop into pit road. You can see there's some tire marks going through the grass. So people have been all over the track today. Regardless of lane choice or when it comes to avoiding a caution, they've been everywhere. Wow, lap 10 out of 120, just 10 laps to go before we get ready to go green here again. And these guys have just 10 laps. That's all they have to do is just 10 laps. Surely they can make it. Surely they can make it. And also update for the Braxton Louise fans in chat. He sits 5th. So he did make a get a bunch of spots in that other caution. Make his way back up to 5th. So been able to chop his way up through the field. Pace car going to enter in 3 and 4 as we get ready to go green for what should be, if they stay green, the last restart here in Texas. Chuck Sweeting, your leader, over Nick Terbach, Vinny Tigner, Anthony DeBarro, and Braxton DeWeese. That's your top 5. Focusing on Chuck Sweeting as we get ready to go green. Pace car going to make its dive down pit road as they're going to go to the Geico restart zone. We are green again for what should be the last restart here in the Lone Star State. We're green again through Texas. Oh, and
Caution, caution.
there they go again. Oh,
Quickly,
hard!
what you
Oh
got.
my god! Oh my god! We have a car upside down! We have a man upside down! It's Cody Smith! Cody Smith was upside down! Apologies for laughing, but oh my god! One of the hardest hits I've seen, and I look back at frame and there's a car upside down. Oh, okay. I know you guys don't like long replays, but come on. I gotta look back at that. What happened? What happened? I'm baffled. Okay, let's look at Cody Smith. He's down pit road. Let's take a look from him. He somehow ended up upside down. Okay. So we're going to slow it down. DJ Stagner's in the wall behind him. And let's look at the... Oh, the 32 tags the 27. So he tags DeBarro. Oh, he gets launched. He's on his side. We have an almost flip. Oh, DeWeese gets involved. Who? Oh, it's the 28. Watch the 28 here. Johnston with one of the worst. And again, it's where the wall bends. One of the hardest hits. I mean, my God. Oh, here comes the 69. And he makes it through. Oh, and that's how he flips. Up and over off the, hitting the rear end by the 9. Oh, man. Well, my God. Okay, again, let's look at it step by step here. I want to know how the 32 is somehow third in this. Is he caused the wreck? He makes it through, tags DeWeese, and then they will wreck behind. There's Blake Gordon sliding through the mix as well, and yet pounds the outside wall. Does the 18 and the 28, and the 69. Wow, he cuts through the grass and makes it through. What an avoidance! And he's fourth. Timing and scoring says he's fourth right now. Let's take a look at Alan Roswell or Alan Rowell's cockpit and see just how he was able to make it through that wreck. He just said, "I think this loose." He slides at the track. You can see the wreck happening now. He sees it. Oh my God! Oh my God! Wow! And he just went straight through the middle. The seas parted. That was incredible. That was incredible. You can see that the seas just part. There goes, they all wreck either completely to the grass or not, and barely misses the 25. And now you can see the flip in his mirror. Oh my God. Well, under caution again, as we get ready to go back live. Well, it certainly has been an interesting one that's been unexpected to say the least. As, well, I wasn't expecting the race to end up like this. I'll say that much. So the pace car light's still on, obviously. A lot to go through in that. I believe we should be going green this time by for 5-lap dash to the finish. Let's see, is the pace car cross? Yes. Pace car lights are off, and we get ready to go green. Well, I don't know how I keep covering this, but every time I seem to cover a race, whether it be for David or for not, there's always a flip. If you call back to the Highline doubleheader at Motegi, Andy Siegel had a wild flip down the backstretch. Wild. And I've never seen a forced front flip. And, well, you see new things every day. And, that's just one of the things you gotta get used to seeing in broadcasting, I guess. Smith going for a wild tumble up and over. And that might be one of the strangest wrecks I've seen in my 3 years of being on iRacing. That is a little ridiculous. Well, getting ready for what is hopefully the final restart here from Texas Motor Speedway. We're on lap 116 out of 120 as we get ready for the restart. Pace car going to dive its way down on pit road.
Green flag.
And here we go as Sweeting takes the lead again. He's going to take us through the Geico restart zone. We're green again for what is hopefully the last restart. Lap after the restart done and complete, and no caution to report as of yet. We stay green, 3 laps to go. Sweeting over Tigner, Stagger in the mix, and Shane Wig there as well. As they go down the back straightaway, no one has been able to contest Chuck Sweeting off this restart. Got a blinding start now, but in the mix comes DJ Stagner. He is slowly catching up, just about half a second behind, 2 laps to go. So Sweeting now goes into 1 and 2 as Stagner comes up behind the slower Vinny Tigner as they stay single file and able to make a move as we're coming to the white flag. Through 3 and 4 goes Tigner and Stagner. They're going to try and do anything they can this last lap. And we've got onto the white flag on the final lap here from Integrity Ignite. Chuck Sweeting has been the man to control the pace these last 30 laps. Was able to take an advantage on that restart and make it work. He will round out turn 3 and 4, and he will be the winner. Chuck Sweeting is going to cross the start-finish line, and he will win here in Texas. Chuck Sweeting did everything right those last 30 laps, being congratulated on the racetrack, and that's just a great sight to see. You love to see camaraderie on the racetrack, and that is just something special. Chuck Sweeting gets it done in Texas after a wild, wild race, and he will burn it down. Well, Chuck Sweeting going to pull it down pit road for a quick burnout after what was one of the most wild races that I think I've seen. I think he's trying to go to victory lane. Now, hold on a minute. Does he pull in? Let's see. Nope, he's pulling into his pit box. Actually, I don't think you can get to victory lane in Texas. Unfortunate, too. Well, Chuck Sweeting comes home with the victory here in the Lone Star State. Let's take a look at the final race results. Well, it's been a great one here from Texas. Let's take a look at the results. Chuck Sweeting takes home the victory over Vinny Tickner and DJ Stagner. That rounds out your top 3. Shane Ewing and Chad Pickos in the top 5. It's Alan Rowell and Nick Terbach in 7th. Sebastian Miller and Joe Dinsmore in 9th. Then Stephen Wetton in 10th. That rounds up your top 10. Moving on is Matthew Thunhorst in the 8th. He finds himself 11th, 4.29 seconds behind the leader. Travis McQuiston, then it's Andrew Schaub, Rob Ackley, Blake Gordon, Brandon Bernhardt, Michael Stroll, Don Steffson, Braxton DeWeese, and Neil Frolick in 20th. Moving on there to the rest of the field, it's Carter Casey, Timothy Johnston, Cody Smith, Anthony DeVaro, Justin Morton, Thomas Bressie, John Horst, Gail Brooks, Adam Wood, and Brian McFerrin as we go on to the last 6 starters. And it's Chris, Gabu, Brad Patton, Boomer Logan, Kyle Cooper, Calvin Flares, and Cody Erdman. These all saw early retirements as they had ended up in multiple wrecks. Well, it's been a wild one here from Texas. Don't go anywhere. Interviews and post-race ceremonies, more coming up here on FTN. We'll be right back, getting set up with interviews and more. Don't go anywhere. interviews coming up shortly, as we're going to get a word with DJ Stagner, the man who finished in third place. DJ Stagner, welcome to the FTN broadcast booth after a wonderful drive to get you back into the top three. How are we feeling?
We're feeling good. We're feeling a little dejected. Feeling a lot of things, but generally, third place is very acceptable in a league of this stature. But man, we had 4 fresh tires there at the end, and for whatever reason, the track just didn't seem to care. I mean, they just did not get hooked up there early. So thought we'd be. I honestly went into that last restart going win or bust in my head. So a little surprised when the tires didn't hook up very well. But disappointed in that aspect. But third is always acceptable, so we're okay with that.
Well, I don't know about you. I think third's always great. Proves you can be up there in the top 3 and gets a podium. Now, in your certain case, it does kind of stink because you couldn't get the win here. But I was more surprised out of anything, and mainly on stream, I was kind of dogging about it. Now, Texas is my home track. I love Texas as much as it can be loved. But I was not expecting everyone to be using different lanes. That was a shock to me. Some of the people were by the wall in 3 and 4. Some people were using a lane up or 2 lanes up in 1 and 2. What happened? Did they just put on PJ1 overnight, or?
I don't know what happened. I was as shocked as you. I actually didn't get a chance to run the track at all today. My very first lap was qualifying. So I think I qualified like 27th. I was like, oh boy, Texas not going to be able to go anywhere. We're doomed from the start. And, lap 75 rolls around and I'm in 10th or whatever, 8th. So I was like, okay, that's, track's a little bit racy. We were able to move and a lot of grip up top in 3 and 4, especially if you ran a diamond line there. I was shocked. That was genuinely a very fun race to be a part of. It was great race, great track, great temperatures, everything just perfect storm to make that track look just a lot better than it normally does. But that was a lot of fun out there.
I'm going to have to save these weather settings and these track settings for later if I want to go run this by myself. What an absolute phenomenal race. I thought from a broadcasting perspective that was great. I was coming in my head that, Texas home track. I love this track as much as I can love it. I was expecting it to be bottom feeding and was not expecting that by any sort of feat of the imagination. But you come home in third, absolutely incredible, and congratulations on that. Anything else you want to say or anyone else you'd like to thank?
Just everybody at Swamp Motorsports, Sebi, Sebastian Miller, he was here today, and he had a pretty good run going, very solid, consistent run. So shout out to him and Ty and Connor and Ryan, some more Swamp drivers. I think Ryan's the only one in this league particularly, but he wasn't able to make it tonight. But shout out to all of them. Good, strong team, good, strong teamwork. It was actually Sebastian's call there to pit at the end and get our fresh tires, which worked really well. So just shout out to him, and hopefully in the future we can had a pretty good season to this point, but wins are always nice. So hopefully just start to rattle off some more good finishes, be a little bit more aggressive on strategy. Winning earlier at Nashville really affords that. So just looking forward to having some more fun races.
Well, congratulations on coming home in third. It's not the win you wanted, but third is almost never bad in a scenario, unless you lose a championship. Well, thank you so much, and congratulations on third, DJ Stagner. Hopefully we'll see you back in the booth very soon.
All right, thank you.
The voice of the man in third, DJ Stagner. Unfortunately, I did page and I did look for Vinny Tigner. However, he's not here, so we'll be skipping him and going on to our winner, Chuck Sweeting. He came home in one of the greatest walk-off wins there in the last 35 laps. It was incredible to see him do it. Chuck Sweeting, it was an honor watching you really kind of whoop the field those last 30 laps or so and come home with the win here in the Lone Star State. Tell me how you did it.
I don't know if you can call it whipping the field. There was a lot of caution laps there, but I was in the right place at the right time. I stayed out under those green flag pit stops an extra lap and caught that caution and come out with the lead, and it just worked out at the end there. I had speed all night, especially on the long runs, but I never could get up any further up in the top 10 than about 8th, and maybe it was the dirty air or something, but once I got out in the lead there, then I felt pretty comfortable and was able to bring it home, so that was a lot of fun.
Well, it seemed a lot of fun, and one thing that shocked me more than ever, now Texas, it's my home track. I love Texas as much as it can be loved, but I was not expecting on lap 30 all you guys to be spread across the track. As Texas can be, it's usually bottom feeding. What happened? Did they like put down PJ1 over the night, but it actually worked?
You got me. I think everybody was shocked about that. I tried it a couple times and I couldn't get it to work, but there must be something about the setup and the weather or something that was working for a lot of these guys, because they were fast running the top. I could get a run, but I couldn't hang on to it up there. I just felt more comfortable on the bottom, maybe because I've spent 10 years running the bottom of this track, and that's just where I'm comfortable. But yeah, I wish more of the mile and a half were multi-group like this. This was a lot of fun to drive and to watch the other guys drive, and it was very competitive tonight.
Will you come home with the win here in the Lone Star State? Absolutely incredible. Is there anything else you'd like to say, or anyone else you'd like to thank?
Just thanks to all the admins for all the hard work they do. I know there was a lot of work for them tonight, that they had to sort stuff out and clear some black flags, and iRacing kind of glitched on us with the lineup there towards the end, but with all the wave around. So appreciate all the hard work they do, and appreciate you guys here at the broadcast booth for the work you guys do. Can't wait to watch the broadcast back, and just thanks to all the drivers for all the respect every week.
Well, thank you so much for all the kind words, Chuck, and congratulations on coming home with the win here in Texas, and I hope to see you in the broadcast booth again very, very soon.
I hope so, too. Thanks a lot. Have a great night.
You too. Well, that's going to do it here from Texas, folks. Thank you so much for watching. And before we go off, there's the usual things that I have to go through. As host, I've been Alexander Montero's producer and commentator, as well stepping in for David Kreutz here for the Integrity Ignite series, and it's been a great one here in the end. Well, if you're interested for all Fireball Talks NASCAR related content, make sure to scan the QR code on your screen right now and join our official Discord for race information and access to interviews and all in-house productions. So be sure to not miss out on anything in the end. Well, want to join iRacing and be a part of an FTN stream? Scan the QR on your screen right now, and you can join iRacing, and you can join the fun here on the virtual sim. It'd be great having you here, and you could go from a member of the audience to a member on the track. Scan the QR code on your screen right now to be able to join that in the near future. Well, it's been a great one here from Texas and my home track. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching and coming out to watch my little dabble here with Integrity. It's been a great one here. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and have a wonderful night. I will see you guys tomorrow for the Highline Racing League. Have a wonderful night, everybody, and good night.